Good evening. It is great to have you with us here on this Wednesday night. On this Veterans Day, we honor our nation's veterans and their wishes on this day in just a moment here. But we begin tonight with the pandemic and alarming new numbers coming in, and New York's governor taking action tonight amid new cases here. In fact, cases now rising in all 50 states, 152,000 new cases in just the past 24 hours. New York, the original epicenter, seeing a troubling new rise, imposing a 10 p.m. curfew on restaurants, bars, and gyms. The governor warning of stricter measures if this doesn't stop this new wave. Texas tonight topping 1 million cases, the most in the nation. Some hospitals crushed by a record number of patients in the ICU. North Dakota hospitals nearing capacity, and the governor there now allowing healthcare workers who have COVID but who are asymptomatic to come to work because there is such a need for frontline workers. Authorities had warned we would see this with the colder weather and Americans heading indoors, and they now say it is going to get much worse unless we all act. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman leading us off.
Tonight, New York, the original epicenter of the coronavirus, taking swift action in the face of a troubling sign. The positivity rate climbing to 2.9%, the highest since June. Starting Friday, a new curfew. Bars, restaurants, and gyms will close at 10 p.m. Gatherings in private homes will be limited to 10 people.
If these numbers keep going crazy, you have some scientists who believe we're going to go back to a close down. I'm just praying that doesn't happen.
Tonight, Texas is the first state to surpass 1 million cases, and the nation's new epicenter, El Paso, parts of which now look like a military field hospital. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel and Dr. Brock Miller has been deployed to Afghanistan, his medical unit now on the ground in El Paso, where COVID is exploding.
Even compared to any experience I've had in my training or since deployment, it's also the busiest I've ever seen a hospital.
One of that very hospital's COVID patients is Taylor Soderberg.
Can you describe that feeling of, what it's like to try to walk and get into the emergency room and you can't breathe?
The theaters, like you're gonna drown. You're just grasping for that breath. Sorry.
Tonight, every state in the nation seeing hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and ventilator use on the rise. In Oklahoma, hospitals are overwhelmed.
Our worst nightmare right now is having to choose between a patient in a car accident and a patient with COVID.
But the governor resisting a mask mandate. And in South Dakota, where the positivity rate is nearly 7 times the national average, the city of Sioux Falls voting down a mask mandate.
So my official vote on this is a no, and that item fails 5-4.
That came just hours after the CDC updated its guidance, saying wearing a mask protects you, not just the people around you. Adding, adopting universal masking policies can help avert future lockdowns. In North Dakota, staff shortages are so severe, healthcare workers with asymptomatic COVID will keep working with COVID patients. And everyday frontline workers are watching their patients slip away.
So it's just hard to see somebody passing in front of your eyes. You're gowned up and you can't see your face and you can't feel the touch of skin to skin. It's just extremely sad.
In Utah, 24-year-old Jessie Jensen is on a ventilator, struggling to survive days after giving birth to a little girl.
After she comes home, I'm really looking forward to her being able to hold her daughter again.
And tonight, on the heels of Pfizer's progress on its vaccine, word today Moderna will be announcing its results soon.
We likely will see results from them probably sometime, I would think, in the next 2 weeks or 2.5 to 3 weeks, which means you'll have 2 companies that will have vaccine available.
So let's get to Matt Gutman with us live tonight from El Paso. And Matt, there is a new forecast I know just out tonight as we come on the air as well, looking at which parts of the country could actually see substantial growth in cases in the next coming weeks.
Policy Lab, David, is predicting that substantial growth in the Northeast through the Mid-Atlantic and significant growth in California and West Coast cities like Portland and Seattle, roughly following those deadly trends that we've been seeing here in Texas, the Midwest, and the Rockies. David.
But make no mistake, this is across the country tonight. Matt Gutman leading us off again. Matt, thanks.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.